wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. Brainwashed, brainwashed. If you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. Brainwashed, brainwashed.
Holy. Oh my God! Oh my God! Holy. Oh my God! Oh my God!
All right, so you're looking at what is obviously a graphic scene as we hear gunfire go off inside this school and students either sitting or lying down trying to protect themselves.
From the sheriff a short time ago, 17 people in all killed. They believe the gunman is a 19-year-old former student at that school. The sheriff said he was expelled from that school. Wouldn't say how long ago he was expelled, but he returned there this afternoon with at least one weapon. The sheriff says an AR-15 assault rifle and a whole lot of ammo, shooting and killing students and potentially staff at that school earlier today.
It's just very scary, seeing all my friends crying and stuff.
Moments of sheer panic and chaos at a Florida high school.
As soon as I was about to step outside, some teachers came out of the hallway saying it's a code red, which means there's a shooter on campus.
There are nearly 3,000 students at that school, and just before 2:30 this afternoon, as school was about to get out for the day, the gunman opened fire.
When we got out to the front parking lot, we heard screaming to get back into the building, and so we all literally ran back into the band room, and there was about 7 of us just hidden in the back lockers, and we weren't...
You're hearing screaming, you don't know that shots have been fired, you just know something's going on.
Yeah, it's hard to discern who's screaming. It could have been students, it could have been SWAT. We did hear SWAT screaming later on, towards the end. We all thought it was a drill.
The suspected gunman, a teenager there in the purple shirt by the back door of the police cruiser, is handcuffed by officers. He was caught about a mile away from Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, shortly after reportedly opening fire on students and teachers at that school.
All of a sudden, we were all in our classrooms just minding our own business, and all of a sudden just 3 shots happened, and then everyone just started freaking out.
And people running
and everyone was just, we all thought it was a fire drill because we had one previously today, and we thought it was that, so no one was that nervous. But then when word started going around that it was shots and not just something else, then everyone just started running towards the canal.
Students in other parts of the school were evacuated with the help of heavily armed police officers, many kids walking in single file rows with hands raised overhead.
Every single law enforcement entity in Broward County is on the scene, including the FBI. There are fatalities that are involved. We can't confirm the number at this point.
The school went into lockdown, but the shooter was able to get away for a short time. He was tracked down by police, and that teenager was later taken to an area hospital with unknown injuries. Parents receiving word of the shooting have been frantically trying to get in touch with their children and pick them up, but the entire area has been blocked off.
He was sobbing. He said, "Mom, it was real. It was really real." He said, "I saw 2 students dead and a teacher dead." And I said, "You sure? They haven't confirmed any deaths yet." I said, "Are you sure you saw that?" He said, "Mom, it was real. It was really real."
So that sheriff said the gunman first started shooting outside of the school, then worked his way inside of the school. You heard there several students mention the fire alarm went off right about the time of the shooting. At this point, the sheriff mentioned he wouldn't go into detail. It's unclear if the gunman was the one who actually pulled the fire alarm to draw people outside, or if someone else pulled that fire alarm after they heard the gunfire. FBI currently on scene assisting to figure out exactly what happened this afternoon and certainly to determine a motive in this shooting. Live in the newsroom, Tim Caputo, 7.
Kids were freaking out. Some kids froze. Some kids were on their phones. A lot of were on their phones just trying to Snapchat everything because they thought it was a joke and it wasn't. There's kids freaking out, students freaking out, teachers. It sucked.
I was coming from lunch and I was in the classroom. I was sitting down and all I heard was pop, pop, pop. And the moment I heard pop, I cleared it. I left. I was not going to deal with that. And when it happened, when I left, they all made us run to Westglades. And when they were prepared, we have drills for that, right? So we all were at Westglades. We hopped the fence and I was left. I'm gone. That's
You
how
heard
it happened.
multiple pops. Take me into the pops.
It was at least 7 shots, and then after I heard the shots, I was leaving. And when I was leaving, I heard like at least 2 more.
I just hear boom, 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 and I was just like, "What the heck was that? Like that can't be anything other than a gunshot." So I was like, "Oh!" I started running. I was like, "I'm not about to be shot." I was like, "Oh no!" So I started running the fence, but over by Westglades, everyone just climbing the fence. Everyone, like there's no room on the fence, just everyone climbing. That's what we need to do right now, guys. We need to show everyone who you are by us.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at the Ellis Network. You know, guys, this is one of the stories that, you know, I'm really lost at words here. I really am. You know, I've been sitting here in front of this laptop for roughly about a half hour, you know, everything all set up. And I didn't know how I was going to come out and start this video, what I was going to come out and say. It's definitely one of those horrifying things, you know, when you really think about it. You know, we'll put politics to the side, guys. You know, we'll put, you know, all differences off to the side and for once act like moral human beings and just for once agree that this is just a horrible situation. You know, when I first started this network, you know, I even to this day, guys, I question myself, you know, why do I even do it? And then I go back to remembering, you know, the initial reason was because, you know, with everything that we see that was going on in this nation and how, you know, we are being divided. You know, I love America. You know, I love the Constitution of the United States. You know, I love the freedoms that we have in this country. And I was seeing that stuff being taken away. I was seeing it being questioned, and I didn't like it. You know, and I'm not the only one out there. You know, there's millions of other people. And then I seen people ask, well, what can we do? You know, and that got me, you know, questioning myself. You know, what can I do? You know, I'm a father of 3 in Youngstown, Ohio. You know, I can't make it through these protests. I can't, you know, be out there every day chasing, you know, Antifa and Black Lives Matter and, you know, standing up for the Constitution. But you know what? I figured I can do my part by sharing information. You know, there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of false stories, a lot of fake news, a lot of opinions, you know, and nowadays, you know, no one knows what's true anymore, what's real, what's not. And that's pretty much the line of it, you know, if you guys think about it. You know, but then when I got into this, you know, I thought I would be doing something good, you know, and then I slowly started evolving into not just, you know, what we normally talked about. Then I started breaking news, you know, on a daily. You know, if something major broke out, you know, there would at least be one video on this channel that you guys would come across and see that we discussed. Or if not, I would have, you know, sooner or later brought it out. And forgive me, guys, for it being 8:30 over here on the East Coast before I could do this. Well, 8:24. Again, I'm a father of 3. You know, I had to deal with them. If you guys looked at my last video where I went live for a couple minutes, roughly about, I want to say, shortly after 3:30 Eastern, you know, I was showing a live feed from Sky News, they was doing a live stream on YouTube that was showing coverage of the shooting as well. And then I had to walk out the door to go get my kids off the school bus. But this is one of those stories where, you know, I was in a conversation earlier on Facebook, and I was, you know, this is a story I don't want to talk about. I don't think anyone wants to talk about it. Not that we don't want to talk about it. We shouldn't be having this talk. Forgive me for a minute, guys. I mean, like, I'm gonna have a hard time here with this. You know, I'm trying to, you know, I keep putting myself in these parents' shoes, and I don't even think I'm even coming close with the whole idea. You know, I've always said, you know, I can assume what I would do if I was in that situation, but it would probably be a lot different when I was in that situation. You know, and I'm trying to be fair with this story as well. You know, I mean, we're talking about 17 kids. You know, 17 people have died today. Multiple more are injured. There's still more people going in surgery as of right now, fighting for their lives. So, you know, a lot of people ask me, you know, I got messages on Facebook and even on Twitter about my input on this, guys. And I just kept telling people, you know, just hold off. I'll make a video so I can pretty much put it out to everyone all at once instead of typing the same thing over and over and over, or, you know, copy and paste. You know, I wanted to make it just as legit as possible the first time around. And, you know, I'm still, like I said, guys, I sat here for a half hour before I hit record. You know, because I'm going through my head, I'm watching these videos, and I'm reading, and I'm rewatching, and I'm rereading, and just, I'm still trying to grasp, I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around, you know, this, you know, the pure evil, you know, the disgusting, vile filth that not surrounds just this country, but that's in this world. You know, so when we think about this, guys, you know, I'm going to show you guys a few clips. We're going to go through a few videos, through a few photos as well. And I'm going to read this article to you guys. This is, where is this article coming from? I'm sorry, guys. This is from the Sun Sentinel. I think this is a local news source that's down in southern Florida. And it's, again, 17 killed in South Florida high school shooting, and we all know by now, you know, what that means. And more likely, the reason why you're here on this video is because you want to hear, you know, our opinion over here at the Ellis Network on this. You know, again, guys, I mean, put politics off to the side. You know, put, you know, all the differences, you know, racist and all that other crap that, you know, fuel everyday's hatred in this country, and just think of the moral aspect of being a goddamn human being. I mean, there is no moral compass anymore when it comes to this crap. I mean, to where you can actually just get so upset. And when I say upset, guys, this guy was expelled from the school, and he came back and retaliated. Alright, he was expelled. So, I mean, when you gotta stoop this low, you know, it's very troubling, you know, that we, you know, people don't seem to be who they say they are. You know, there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing, and it's more evident, you know, every day. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and play this video clip that you guys are looking at really quick, and then we're gonna read this article, and then we're gonna progress this video, because or else I'll stay up all night and just, you know, just blab off. You know, it's one of those stories, guys. Like I said, it's one of those hard things to report on, but it's not one of those hard things to talk morally about and all that. And I could waste you know, you guys will be here with me for hours. I'll probably end up putting some of you guys to sleep over this. So anyways, let's just go ahead and hop into this, guys. Let's go play this video for a second. Let me blow it up. Give it 1 second to load. I got a lot of things running on this laptop, gearing up for this video. Where's my sound? Sorry, guys. We'll get the sound.
17 people were shot to death and several others wounded Wednesday at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland in a horrific episode of school violence that ended with the arrest of a former student.
It's unexplainable. I mean, usually I have anxiety, but this is crazy. My heart started racing as soon as I heard it.
Panicked parents streamed to this school in an affluent part of Broward County as news helicopters broadcast the incident live and students congregated on streets, many crying, hugging, and calling friends and family on their phones.
I got a call from my daughter. She called me instead of crying. She can't stop crying. I cannot hear too much because I'm sure a lot of people's calling, talking, and she said that she saw the kids on the floor with the blood and everything. I'm trying to keep her calm because I know when she's gonna call me, I don't want to cry and make it her worse. So I'm trying to keep her calm.
Alright, guys. So that's just one clip. You guys obviously at the very beginning of this video, before I started speaking, has seen multiple clips of, you know, different sources and what they're saying with the interviews of, you know, people that were involved. The superintendent. There's also I can't find the video, but again, guys, I got so much going on here with this story that I'm not even going to go look for it and try to cram it in. But talking to the police chief, you know, his quotes, basically his speech, what he said is quoted in this article. So we'll go ahead and just cover it that way. Again, guys, this is just a troubling story. Like I don't even know where to start. I don't know how, you know, my soul, you know, being a parent, you know, my soul hurts for this, you know, it really does. So anyways, let's hop into it. 17 people were shot to death and several others wounded Wednesday at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, in a horrific episode of school violence that ended in arrest of a former student. Again, guys, I said that he was a student, but he's gotten expelled. In a gnarly Snapchat video, or a grainy Snapchat video, sorry, not gnarly, from the school, a man yelled, "Oh my God," as the pop, pop, pop gunshots rang out and the students screamed. And I think that's the video that you guys seen of in the classroom at the very beginning of this feed, of this broadcast that I integrated into the video. I think it's that video, not 100% sure. There's been a lot of information that was posted up online that's already been asked to take down or was already forcibly removed. The individual, Nicholas Cruz, that's the suspect, that's the gunman. His Instagram was, you know, within, as soon as they found out the identification of this individual, they shut pretty much all his social media down. However, you know, thank goodness to, you know, again, guys, I use Twitter a lot, and that's a great, amazing tool for information. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of false information going on there as well. But there was a lot of people that was already on top of it, already took screenshots and everything else, and started, you know, sharing the information with everybody else. And that's how I was able to obtain, you know, some of the stuff that I'm going to show you guys. But anyways, Broward Sheriff Scott Israel said 17 people were killed, including both students and adults, with 2 shot outside the school, 1 in the street, 12 inside the school, and 2 dying from their wounds at the hospital. The suspect was identified as Nicholas Cruz, 19, who has been expelled from the school. He used an AR-15 rifle and had multiple magazines, the sheriff said. Investigators have begun analyzing Cruz's social media accounts, which the sheriff said contained material. I guess I should add this ready. Sorry, guys. The sheriff said that contained material that was very, very disturbing. And again, like I said, guys, once they learned his name, it was almost within minutes his social media accounts was blacked out. Now we'll go ahead and here's some of the photos that came from this individual's Instagram account before it was locked down. And again, we'll tie some more into this stuff as well later on here in this video. But as you guys can see, I mean, these are just some of the photos. You know, I'm trying to look here at the at these pants, like see if I highlight it, it darkens up. But that kind of looks like a blood stain on it, or like a faded blood stain at that. He's obviously got a red dot sitting up here on it. You know, a dead frog. I don't know if he shot the frogs. You know, I'm assuming he did. I don't know if that right there is a gun hole. I don't know. I mean, whether or not. I mean, just to do what he did at the school was already sick enough. You know, and then he's showcasing his target skills. There's one of his rifles, and then here's a few other in these two pictures. They look like, you know, he already had, you know, gear, guns. You know, he was ready to roll. So anyways, I'm just gonna close this out so we can get back to the other one. Yeah, let's get back to this. Cruz was taken into custody off campus without incident. Now, when he was first getting arrested, there was a lot of news coming out on Twitter saying that he was actually fighting the cops, and he was, you know, in the back of the cruiser and talking to himself and hitting himself, you know, really trying to paint him as a madman. And I've said I'm gonna wait. You know, I'm going to wait. You know, I'm not going to sit there and retweet every piece of information, or I'm not going to make 30 videos of information as they come out just to turn around and make one and say, you know what, 15 out of 30 of those videos were actually false. You know, I'd rather wait until I find more sources that's coexisting with one another. And I went to this one, you know, this article. You know, I could have pulled up, you know, CNN. I could have pulled up ABC, NBC, Fox. You know, they're all coexisting with one another, guys. You know, again, like I said, we got to put our politics to the side for a second and just take the information that's given to us here. But he was taken into custody off campus without incident, wearing a red shirt, black pants, and black boots. Cruz was seen being placed on a gurney. At 4:47 p.m., he was seen being wheeled into a Broward Health North Hospital in Deerfield Beach. Later, he was taken to the hospital. I don't know why I'm having a hard time with that. Broward Sheriff's Office headquarters in Fort Lauderdale. Again, guys, I'm sorry. People are still undergoing surgery, Israel said. We just pray for the city, pray for this school, the parents, the folks that lost their lives. It's a horrific, horrific day. And again, like I said, man, I'm sitting here for a minute, you know, before I went live, and I'm trying to put my mindset in, you know, some of these parents, you know, and it's, I can't, I got two kids of myself, you know, and especially on Valentine's Day of that, you know, it's troubling, you know, it's sad, it's depressing, this is a story that we shouldn't be talking about, not at all, man. I shouldn't be, you know, this wasn't what, I don't know, guys, I don't know, I'm just at loss for words for this. I mean, it's horrendous. So let's go ahead and read a little bit more, and I think a little bit further down there's actually a slide, right here, of a photo gallery. You know, we'll go through some of those photos. Among those shot was the school's athletic director, Chris Hickson. According to the school's assistant athletic director, Marilyn Rule, no information was immediately available on his condition. 16 people were being treated at area hospitals. 7 victims were being treated at Broward Health Medical Center in Fort Lauderdale. Dr. Benny Mendez told a crowd of reporters there were 2 in critical condition and 5 were unstable. 9 were taken to Broward Health North Medical Center, where 3 were in critical condition. We do drills when this happens. We're ready, Mendez said. We practice for this. The school located in a wealthy, low-crime neighborhood near the Everglades, will be closed for the rest of the week. You know, that's only 2 days, you know, and then they got the weekend. You know, I don't know. I mean, seriously, like I said, you know, you also, you know, a lot of people's all thinking about the parents, the families, the lost ones, the loved ones that lost their lives and how it's affecting them. But, you know, you got to think of the children that was, you know, that survived this. You know, they was terrified. You know, a lot of kids are probably gonna have nightmares about this. Some people may have survived that had like really good close friends, you know, that didn't. You know, I mean, so even if they survived this, you know, you still got to think about the mentality of the survivors. It's again, it's a bad situation all around. FBI agents were on the scene interviewing students, asking if anyone who saw the shooter. One student said, "You were okay," as she cried and hugged her friend who just came out. "You're safe now, don't worry." Samuel Dykes, a freshman, was on the 3rd floor of the school when he said he heard gunshots and saw several bodies in a classroom. Again, guys, I mean, like, some of these children, some of these kids, these teenagers, trying to escape this madness. They're hearing the gunshots. They don't know if this is going to be their last one. And as they're looking around to try to find out what's going on, they're seeing, you know, their classmates, you know, their peers laying on the floor in blood. You know, I mean, that's got to do something, you know, horrific to your mental state. SWAT told the class to keep their eyes forward as they exited the school, he said. Yeah, I would too. And most of you guys know that this incident has started pretty much right around dismissal time. Dismissal time at the school was 2:40. Staff and students heard what sounded like gunfire and interacted in a code red lockdown. And I've seen, you know, on Facebook, someone was talking about, oh yeah, well, you know, they're the dumbasses for locking kids off in, you know, in the schools. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I'm like, but, you know, I've watched for 30 minutes of kids being escorted out of the building. You know, again, you know, I'm not here to judge on what anyone says about it. You know, we're all based on our own information, based on, you know, how much we put into it, and how much more we put into it, and how satisfied we are with what we got. So let's go ahead and go through these photos, guys. I'll post this link in the description for you guys. Obviously, there's a little bit more for you guys to read with some twit. You know, we have to keep going here. I got a few other things I want to talk and show you guys before we end this video. But let's go ahead and hop in the photo gallery really quick. And it's, again, guys, this is, when you just see this kind of stuff, man, you really can't wrap your head around, you know, the emotion and the feeling. You know, we think we do, but, you know, like I said, I got my children. If I got the phone call saying that you know, there was an active shooter at my school, you know, I'd lose it. You know, it's an eye opener. It really makes you think. So, you know, here's some students. Obviously, students are released from the lockdown outside of the high school in Parkland after reports of an active shooter Wednesday, February 4th. I'm going to hop to the next one. Here's some EMTs carrying out someone. Another EMT carrying out. I mean, just look at that, guys. That's a child. That's someone's kid. Someone's brother, or I'm assuming that's a female, but, you know, I can't make full assumption. You know, but that's someone's child. That's someone's sibling. You know, cousin, grandchild. You know, and even this, I mean, he's troubled as hell. Even his dude in the background. You know, I mean, this affected everybody, guys. It didn't matter if you were white or black. You know, again, keep the racist crap out of it and just think of your moral code. You know, that's why I always say, guys, I mean, with racism, it's stupid. You know, we all cry, we all bleed. you know, when something affects us, you know, regardless. And picture speaks 1,000 words, dude. I mean, look at this. It's part of the escort. A lot of kids I've seen coming out with their hands up. A couple of them were in a chain gang with their hands across the person's shoulders ahead, which I believe that might be the next. Yeah, it's probably going to make me look at this advertisement. No. Okay, cool. More EMTs on the gurney. You can see the blood, you know, on the shoes. I mean, it's a horrific scene. Okay, here's what I was talking about. How they were escorted out, hands on shoulders. I've seen a lot of students, you know, in live streams being escorted out of this. I've seen live students being, you know, they were running out. Like as soon as they hit the door, they were gone. They were told to pile all their book bags out in the street. There was a lot of questioning when we started witnessing that as to why. And that's because one of the eyewitnesses said that when this first happened, it sounded like a garbage truck backed into the building. There was a loud boom. And there was also speculation how this individual was looking at YouTube chat rooms. He was on YouTube last night in chat rooms asking questions how to make pipe bombs. Again, you know, I can't confirm that. I can't myself. I can only show you guys, but I'm sure there's other people out there. There's so much information out here, guys. This is just a fragment and the Ellis Network's aspect of it. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop into the next one. Again, there's 51 photos here. We're not going to go through all of them. Again, I'll post a link to the description in here. You guys can go through all of this stuff if you guys would like. More students being escorted, being told where to go through the parking lot. Another advertisement. I'm gonna crack a joke and forgive me for doing this. I'm just now noticing this. But are we sure that the kid was not a Patriot fan? No, I'm just saying. And forgive me. I was probably wrong time for the humor. Again, more students being escorted. Parents. And there's a madhouse. By the way, guys, I don't own no rights to these to these photos. I'm just sharing the information that was already published publicly online. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop out of here, guys. I'm gonna hop over to my Twitter account, because I have some more things over there. And for some of you guys, you know, some of you guys over here on YouTube know about my Twitter. You guys follow me. Thank you very much. For some of you guys that have not, and you guys are on Twitter, you're more than welcome to come hit me up. I share a lot of my information. If there's a major story, again, like today, I tend to take a lot of information and retweet it. And then I come back later on when I'm getting ready to update my videos or make my videos, I pull up these articles as a lifeline, and then I look for updated information, and that's how I bring my videos out to you guys. So if you guys really want to keep in touch on what's going on, or have an idea, or get an idea of what I'm getting ready to make a video about, or what I really want to talk about, Twitter's a really good source. I try to use Facebook, guys, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not real happy with the Facebook layout, the scheme, the censorship and all that other crap. But anyways, guys, we're gonna play this video for you guys really quick.
Pictures of guns on his cell phone, and that he would show them to various students, and that he would say he would
Gallagher with some new information just coming into us, Trace.
Yeah, Shep, as we watch Nicholas Cruz being taken from the hospital now to the jail, we're getting some more reports about him. Apparently, he was a member of a former member, I should say, of the U.S. Army Junior Reserve, which is an officer's training program for young people. And fellow students apparently said over and over again that he was obsessed with guns, that he had numerous pictures of guns on his cell phone, and that he would show them to various students, and that he would say he would shoot guns because it gave him an exhilarating feeling. And a former teacher, or in fact a current teacher at the high school, tells the Miami Herald that Cruz apparently was told last year that he was not allowed to come back on campus with a backpack because apparently he had made some kind of threats against students. This is last year. Remember, police say he's a former student, so it's unclear exactly how he got back on campus this year and was able to conceal a weapon while he did so. But again, the superintendent was asked that very question, if in fact there was any kinds of threat or warning from this particular person, and the superintendent said he was unaware that he knew of any threats or warning associated with Nicholas Cruz. We should also point out that we have scoured his social media footprint. We've mentioned this before, but he was clearly obsessed with guns because he was attached and followed all types of gun groups, as well as resistance groups, the Syrian resistance and Iraqi fighters. And remember, we said earlier that he was actually involved in a chat room discussion, a YouTube chat room discussion online about the building of bombs. And as soon as police found that out, they, of course, put an alert out saying that the school now has to be checked for potential explosives. As far as we know, Shep, no explosives have been found so far. They are still going room to room, space to space, checking out the school. And, of course, none of the fatalities have been brought out of the school so far. Shep.
Trace Gallagher with that new information. Trace, thanks very much.
Now, if you guys remember me saying just not too long ago that, the kids were told when they get out to the main street to all put their book bags in the middle of the street. And I think that was because officers really wanted to go through them to make sure that there was no explosives. One student, they said that they've heard it sounded like a big bang. Sounded like a dump truck backing into the building, which would have caused a big boom sound. And that could have been, easily misconstrued as an explosion. And then the chatter with the YouTube chats and how to make bombs, and it's really a messed up situation. And then you guys heard what he said, that he was involved in resistance groups, in the Syrian resistance and Iraqi fighters. Guys, I'm gonna come down here and show you guys this photo. This was from Laguna Beach Antifas. It's real hard to read. But they wanted to have their members not retweet this photo because they're saying, please don't retweet this picture of Nicholas Cruz wearing an Antifa shirt. We don't need any more bad press. Me personally, I think Antifa, you guys just do it to yourselves. Your name, the minute Antifa is brought into it, is bad press. But that's just me. Again, guys, you guys can see right here. I share a lot of stuff. Laura Loomer, she's the one that actually brought out some of the Instagram photos. If you guys follow her, or if you guys haven't followed her, look her up. She's how can I say it? She don't give up. She doesn't give up. She knows more information on the Las Vegas Mandalay Bay shooting than any reporter in the world right now. I guarantee that. She makes reporters in Las Vegas shake. And that's true. I mean, she's, I don't know if it's a little bit of OCD that keeps her, you know, digging and digging and digging, but she's ruthless. And that's what I like about her, guys. So check her out. I think she has a couple videos. You know, she was on InfoWars with Alex Jones. She has videos on YouTube of where she went into Hillary Clinton's book signing and started asking her questions and ended up getting kicked out, you know, upsetting Hillary and stuff like that. Like I said, look her up, you know, look some of her stuff up if you guys want to vet her. If you guys never heard of her, she's legit. Anyways, guys, the Syrian resistance, this is supposedly their symbol, their flag. And what they were saying, he's part of resistance groups and follows the Syrian resistant communist group, stuff like that. So, you know, there's just a lot of stuff, you know, guys, and I don't know. So I think I'm going to leave the video there. You guys pretty much, you know the information. Hopefully I gave you guys a little bit more information than what you guys have received. If not, I'm sorry for wasting your time, but I do appreciate you guys coming. And again, guys, everyone for a moment, you know, just think of the families, the parents that, you know, watch their kids go off to school today on Valentine's Day at that they're not able to bring home tonight. Think of the parents that's stuck in the hospital waiting to find out if their child's going to be okay. Again, some of them's in critical surgery or a critical condition. Some of them's in surgery right now. You know, tensions are high. You know, keep them in your thoughts, and then keep all the survivors in your thoughts. You know, I said earlier, you know, even they may have survived this, but mentally they're going to deal with this for a very, very, very long time. Alright, guys, again, I appreciate it, guys. If you guys could share this video, help the information, you know, if there's people out there that don't know or learning, please share my video. You know, that's just what we like to do over here at the Ellis Network. Please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Do what you got to do. I'm not twisting your guys' arm, but I'd greatly appreciate it. Alright, guys, I will see you guys later, and, yeah, it was a bad day. Bad day, guys. Bad day.